Hey everybody, how you doing today? Welcome to Macon, Georgia. Here I am at Rose Hill Cemetery, right in the middle of the city. I like cemeteries like this. It sounds weird, I know, but when they're in the middle of a city and all around me is traffic and the hustle and the bustle of the city, and then right smack dab in the middle is this huge cemetery that's so peaceful and so quiet. Now these graves were particularly difficult to find because I assumed I would know exactly where to find them when I came in, and I did not. And the roads here, if you can see, they're really twisty and turny and very just almost claustrophobic when you're going through. Like there's cement, bricks on either side and graves on either side, really close to the little streets, and it's tiny, it's one lane. But I did manage to find what I'm looking for, and I'm gonna take you along and show you. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you something that's really interesting about this place too. Also located here. So we're here to see the graves of the Allman Brothers Band. And it's tricky to get to because you gotta somehow get down this hill. I'm assuming that right in front of me is what I'm looking for. But I don't know for sure. But I'm assuming I'm correct. Because I've heard that they built this little, well, it's not little, it's kind of huge, fence around the graves. And it looks like this must be it. Some mushrooms, things like that, placed in there, and flowers. Now, there's going to be a little gate here, I'm sure, to get in, which is going to be locked, I would assume, as well, for the family to come in, or close friends. But here we are. These are the graves of the Allman Brothers. So, not only is Gregg and Duane Allman buried here, but another member of the band, Berry Oakley, is as well. I'm going to talk to you about Duane and Berry, what happened to them in a second. If you're not familiar with the Allman Brothers Band, they had a couple of albums out in the early 70s, and they were an American blues rock band. Midnight Rider, Ramblin' Man, there's a couple songs for you to check out. They're the most popular ones, I'd say. If you're an Allman Brothers fan, don't get angry. There's a lot. Those are the two, I say, are the biggest hits. So you want to maybe check them out if you never heard the Allman Brothers before. And, whoa, that was loud. That's really cool, the train going by, like in the south like that. We are in the south. Yeah, so their third album was a live album. It's called At Fillmore East, and that's what really broke them and made them get really famous. And then, sadly and tragically, Duane Allman died in a motorcycle accident here in Macon. And they dedicated their next album, which was a live studio album, both, to Duane Allman, and it really went huge. Now, look here. So there's Duane Allman's grave, October 29th, 1971. And there's Raymond Berry Oakley's grave, November 11th, 1972. So that's a year and 13 days. And it says on his grave there, and the road goes on forever. He died in a motorcycle accident as well here in Macon. Wow. A year and 13 days after, and I think it was only a few blocks away from where Duane Allman died in a motorcycle accident. Now I can't really see what it says there. I wish I could read it. And same on, they both got guitars on their graves. But it's hard to see. Now if you look here, there's pennies all the way along here. Guitar pick, guitar pick, guitar pick, guitar pick. And it goes on. All the way up there, actually. And here's the grave of Gregg Allman, who died in 2017. I can't read what it says. I can't get that close. I'm sorry. Gregg Allman was famously married to Cher, and they have a son, Elijah Blue, I believe is the name of their son. I think so, Elijah Blue. Yeah. So they've installed this huge, kind of like a viewing area for the graves specifically. And I believe the reason, mostly, because they've been working on this for a while. These graves have been here for a long time. And I believe this is earmarked for other band members and family. These plots here. I don't know if all the Allman Brothers are going to be reunited here, or it's going to be family as well. But from what I've heard, it's going to be the band that's going to all be here together. I'm not sure. But yeah, they installed this whole thing. I mean, look at it. It's huge. It's a giant viewing area just for the graves. I've never really seen something like this before. When it's not like a presidential grave, things like that, I've seen where they behind huge wrought iron fences, but never musicians or celebrities like this. Of course, something like, Michael Jackson in a giant mausoleum. George Michael's grave is off limits. In England, things like that. But most of the times I've been out to a celebrity grave, there's not this. But the reason for it is vandals. People come out here, party, drink, spend time with their favorite rockers, and, well, they don't want spray paint. They don't want beer bottles smashed, things like that. Beer butts, cigarette butts, or beer butts, whatever those are, left behind here. So I can't even leave a rock for each of them, which I'd like to do. It is getting hot here in the cemetery. And something interesting about this cemetery is there's a quote by Gregg Allman that says something along, I'm going to paraphrase, that he had his way with a woman or two here in this cemetery because he used to hang out here. And now he's laid to rest here. And Dickey Betts, who is in the band, wrote a song which became one of their most famous songs called In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. Now, the story goes that he had an affair with a woman who was dating Boz Scaggs, but to cover up, and he wrote the song about her, but to cover up the name, he based it on a grave here by a woman by the name of Elizabeth Reed. And the grave is somewhere here, and I'm going to find it because he saw that name and he thought, well, that's the perfect name. So I'm going to find that grave right now. That inspired, well, partly inspired, gave him the name for one of their most popular songs ever. Look at this. So if you're coming to see the Allman Brothers grave, basically come in the front entrance, go all the way to the back, turn around. When it looks like you are going to have to go down the hill, don't go down the hill, go around. Keep going around the circle, and you're going to see this on your right. And here's the final resting place of 3 members of one of the greatest American rock bands of all time. Right here. That was precarious. I don't know if you can see that huge hill. I couldn't even film. Like, you shouldn't be filming while you're driving, but through the cemetery, sometimes I do some shots out the window because it's slow and there's no one around. There's a car coming the opposite way. And it, like I said, this road's a little bit bigger and it's flat surface, but it's the twistiest, windiest roads there. And the couple were going up, I was coming down, so I had to move over onto the side of the hill over a huge drop. They were trying to get by We were trying to make it work. We couldn't. They had to back up all the way down the hill. If you're gonna come to this cemetery, the Rose Hill Cemetery, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's the American South. I love it. I was just getting really excited as I was looking around, hearing the sounds of the American South and the trees and how it looks. And it reminds me of being back in Athens in Atlanta, where I love to be, where I've been many times before, where I'm headed. And you leave your car at the front and just walk. It's hot. You'll be, but bring some water and have a walk through the cemetery. It's not worth driving. But it's worth coming here beyond, because the Allman Brothers mean so much to American music. And here is the inspiration for one of their biggest hits, In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. I'm actually not sure. Oh yes, it is right here. Okay. So this is a secluded little part of the cemetery. And here we are. Elizabeth Jones Reed. Wife of Briggs H. Napier. So I guess this is a part of the cemetery where the Allman Brothers, because they would come here and they would write songs and they would hang out. And this is a secluded little spot. So I think this is where the Allman Brothers would probably come and hang out. It was right here. I mean, it's almost the perfect spot. Bring some guitars and practice and rehearse and write like right here. That's really wild to think about. And then you come down these stairs. Walk between the graves if you can, and Elizabeth Reed is right there. Yeah. Somebody left some money out here. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be put here or where it's supposed to be, but I think I'm gonna move it here. So it's not going anywhere. There we go. All right, it gets hot out here. This is the American South. It's gorgeous. I recommend you visit Macon, Georgia. So, in memory of Elizabeth Reed and Gregg Allman, Duane Allman, and Berry Oakley, peace out.